Hello, good afternoon sa inyo lahat, mga classmates. Kumusta po kayo dyan? Classmates talaga, no? Kumusta na? Nangalian na po ba kayo? Kumusta? Anong pinagagawa niyo po dyan? Ang oras natin ngayon ay alas 12:52 ng hapon. Nandito tayo ngayon sa live dito sa ating subject na Contemporary Philippine Arts from the Region. Subject na si PAR. Isa ito sa core subject ng senior high school. Kasi alam mo, ang subject ng senior high school mayroong core subject, applied and specialization. Yun, tatlo yan. Okay. So ito ay core subject ng senior high school. Kumusta po kayo sa araw na ito? Date ngayon is January 28, araw ng Huwebes. Shoot out sa lahat ng mga kaibigan ko, mga estudyante ko sa ABM. Nandito ngayon si Teacher Nelson at pagkwentuhan natin. Kung ika nga is additional information sa mga manunood din natin dyan, kung saan man kayo naroon. Maging estudyante, maging kapwa guro, at saka mga kaibigan, no? Sa ika-improve ng ating discussion o lectures, you can comment, you can help us and also give suggestion. Ang ating data is kinuha natin sa tulong ng yung Creative Commons, yung mga pictures na ipapakita ko sa inyo. Yan. Yan ang natin, yan ang sources minsan, no? So mga kimbagay. So, ang topic nga natin, sabi ko sa inyo, Contemporary Philippine Arts from the Region. Mga estudyante ko, makinig dito, lectures, and then sa recitation natin, and also sa exam. So, dito rin lang naman tutunan ang konsepto, no? Ang inyong lingkod ay si Teacher Nelson. We will start. So, sabi ko nga, we will discuss this afternoon with the subject Contemporary Philippine Arts from the Region. Ano ang mga nandito? Siyempre, arts, no? Artist ka ba? Yung mga katanungan gano'n. Ito ay additional information. Magkaroon tayo ng idea, no? Magli-live tayo rin dito ng mag-upload or live ng business finance, business mathematics, Hoop 3, yun. Kung ano pa man ang subjects na inahawakan natin so far. So, yan. Shout out sa mga tropa dyan. So let me start this sa local material use in Philippine contemporary art. Local, no? Dito sa Philippines. In the present time about art. Are you an artist or are you a theologian or scientist? Philosophy. So let us compare the word compare itself and contrast. Ayan. Kung nakikita nyo, may picture tayo dyan na papanood, nakikita sa PPT, sa PowerPoint. PowerPoint po ito. Ayan. So, you will see there is a word compare and then contrast. So, let me read this to you about the compare. To look at what is the same, compare. Between two or more things. Ano yung pagkakaparehas ng dalawang bagay? Ano yun nandyan na nakikita nyo? Animals. Yung isa, no? Yung kulay brown na dog. Anong klaseng aso kaya to, no? But anyway, ang pinaka-importante dyan yung pictures. Isa naman parang yung cute na dog na maliit. Lumot ko yung pangalan ng aso na yan. But anyway, yan nga. Both have or are dogs. Parehas silang dog. Parehas, the same. Compare. So, what we're talking about is compare. So, both are dogs. Both are eat dog food. Yan. Parehas sila kumakain ng dog food. At, parehas sila mayroong buhok. Here. Yan. Yan yung compare. So, let's go on with the word contrast. The discussion, what is our talking about is about the local Local, what is that? Local materials used in Philippine contemporary art. So we will discuss later. We will learn about what materials being used of the local artists in the present time. So a little later of the discussion, we will notice and we will learn. Okay? So far what we are discussing right now, next to compare is the contrast. What is this? Let me read this to you. Look at what is different between two or more things. Ano yung pagkakaiba nila? For color. Ayan. And di ba, brown, black, mas nangingibabaw yung brown ng isang dog, right? You see that? Yung malaking dog. Ano yung pagkakaiba? Another difference is size. Another difference is size. Maliit yung isa, malaki din yung isa. The color brown is big than the other one. And then lastly, difference would be personality. What personality that you just observe? The other one is taller than the other one, the dog, no? You see that? Yung batik-batik na aso. Yan yung pagkakaiba for color and size and personality. Ano yung pagkakaparehas nila? The same. Dogs, parehas silang dogs. Parehas may buhok. Parehas kumakain ng pagkain ng aso. Right. Iba yung kulay nila, yun yung difference. Iba yung size nila, yung laki. And iba yung personality nila. Okay? That's the compare and contrast. Alright. So let's go on to the discussion about material. Adjust ko to. Alright. Adjust ko tong ano. Hindi na mabasa eh. Yan! Adjust na. Okay? Mabuhay ang mga kaibigan natin yan na nanonood sa mga oras na ito. Ang inyong lingkod na si Teacher Nelson sa subject na Contemporary Philippine Arts from the region. So material. If you are an artist, that exactly what we are discussing right now. Perhaps you can advance on this topic and also let us help to other students or other becoming an artist. Okay, so let them to browse and to get an idea, initial information about us being an artist. Okay, so we will learn what materials that they have been using on a particular masterpiece. See? So the material, what is this? But anyway, the first bullet point is not bullet actually, X. The artists express and communicate feelings and ideas. So you will see, every artist expressing and communicating their feelings and ideas. So it's not just only about oral communication, written communication, about the expression or the communication coming from any individual. Especially what we are talking right now is such as an artist. That is why you will notice there is an artist that they have a tattoo. See? So that's how they express. Sometimes the figure or the pictures, the face of our beloved God, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, is really painted on their skin, on their body, in any different parts of their body. You see? So how they feel that they really love Jesus, right? In other things, especially, there is also an artist that they paint their daughter or son, their family, their wife or husband, etc., so whatever, and then anything else that their passion, that this is their passion. This is how they are going to express to the people, to the environment. As you see, it's not all about communication in terms of written narrative, in terms of oral, in terms of whatever that, as usual communications of every and each individual. Say, so we have an artist that they express their feelings, ideas through an art. So what are we talking about? A little later you will notice. Alam niyo yung like what yung painting, such as like that, handicraft, mga ganun. Those are arts. Okay, the next X. This is not a bullet point. And let me read this to you. Some contemporary artists use found materials like old bottles. Have you seen that? Old bottles. Fragile or plastic bottles. You see that sometimes there is a plastic bottles that they made the plastic bottles into book. Yeah? Yung kita mo lumulutang-lutang sa lake, no? Ginagawa nilang bangka. Yung mga bottles. Kasi, di ba? Umiibabaw yan. Nagpo-float yan sa water. So, whatever is that. I think in Facebook, in YouTube, so whatever social media platform, you will see that there is a lot of materials that really amazing and that you'll never think, that they are really creative. They're being an artist is really emerged, and witnessed. So, like scraps, scraps. So, anything else that you will find around that perhaps you can make it into decoration. You can make it into let's say laruan, toys. So whatever is that, everything else that it really recycle, into profitable way. You can sell it, the scrap value. Even, in accounting, we have the so-called scrap value. That is why it means that the scrap things has still a corresponding value. You can sell it, anything else, and then in the process, you can convert it into a certain items that probably you can sell it, as what I have said. So anything else about unusual materials in creating their artwork. So definitely, an artist could say or could show the materials that pertains to their artwork. So anybody about your classmates, your friends that is an artist. It's not just only about how to play guitar, how to sing, and also how to paint and whatever arts, So anything else you have an idea, something different. If we have right now is pandemic. I think the resilience of an artist really could show, and whatever it is, probably amazing, So what artists being part of the pandemic? Yun yung nagawa nila. Actually, for like say, an artist can make a face shield, an artist can make a face mask for the safety of us, the people around. So if we don't have an artist around, how they can make such as design, such as whatever, PPE, that what we need for our safety. So that's the big role of an artist. So kaya kung ikaw na artist dyan, yun yung mga taong creative, It's not all about the business. What we could really think is we are always appreciating those artists around. Singing is always there, entertain our lives, for us to smile, to realize, what happened to ourselves, recollection, that those are art that could really always benefit for each and everyone. Okay, the next slide that I'm going to show you is the sculpture. If you read in the sculptor uses metal. I know everybody knows this one. That if you are going to to Rizal Park or a certain park in your place, you will see there is an sculpture, design that probably could just solicit your attention, and then perhaps you will see it and how it is being created. Who is the artist who made of it? Something like that you are always asking. And then what is the perspective or the concept of such kinds of creations of the sculptor, so, which is the sculpture. Kung makikita nyo dyan, di ba, what materials they are using is wood, stone, clay, and glass. You will see this. In our place, sa Singapore, mayroon mga sculpture that they really made of it that also represent their culture. See? Their culture about also their bayani. Their like this one, animals. Diba? Anong bansa may ganitong elephant? Diba? Vietnam, diba? Ganon. Hindi, I think Malaysia, Indonesia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pero sa Asian meron pa rin ito, diba? Africa, of course. Very obvious. So yan, kung makikita nyo yung materials niya, glass, clay, stone, wood, what we will learn from this one is the sculptor who made the sculpture. And this is the art. If you can see, the elephant. In the process, the color of the elephant is color white. Turn into black. I don't know exactly. Is it black? Is it black? So, of course, what usual the color of the elephant. Kung makikita nyo, di ba? Kita nyo yung proseso kung paano gumawa ng isang sculpt na ganitong art. So, the first art that we learn is the sculpture, being a sculptor. This is the figure that what I'm showing to you right now. The next slide, and then you will see there is a link, YouTube. You will watch this video clip on YouTube. Below on the PowerPoint, you see the link. Actually, this video clip coming from the Creative Commons, which means that you can reuse. No copyright, something like that. I'd like to greet my sister in California, my sister Leah, and then also my friends and out there, and also my kumari. So the next one that what we are going to discuss about the local material use in Philippine contemporary arts. Okay? Yeah. Local material used in Philippine contemporary arts, such as architect. Everybody knows this one. Architect is the one who make a design, to make a blueprint, to make a plan for your house, for buildings, for the businesses, in an urban place, whatever it is. So, especially the design for your house. That's easy for that. The building. Yeah. Uses what they are used. Wood, bamboo, bricks, stone, concrete, and various building materials. So see, building. One of the masterpiece of an architect is building. That is why, if you are an accountant, what you learn and how it is visible to the people that this is what you learned and this is what you created. And this time, in technology, the technology is always the one, always a tool for like an accountant. This is the output what we have, something like that what we learned, we are able to show it, not like in architect and engineer that they really created the building that you will see around your places, but we will see also the what learned of an accountant in YouTube, or the discussion in particular. You will see that. That's it. So kung makikita natin yung output ng isang attorney, accountant. So ganitong usapan nyo, or yung discussion. Kaya malaking tulong yung technology kasi hindi ka makakapag-live stream. Buti na lang mayroon YouTube, may Facebook, so whatever is that. So actually, at least you can make quick notes You can make a presentation, discussion. This is what we learn in intangible manner in terms of knowledge. Because, may terms yan yung from the mind into solid. Buti pa yung mga architect ganun, from mind into solid. What on in their mind, they wanted to convert it into physical substance, tangible. So, what are materials they are using? The architect, bamboo, brick, stone, concrete, and various building materials. You see, kung pumunta ka sa isang building na kinoconstruct, yun yung mga materials ginagamit ng architect. So, a little later of the discussion, sa abot ng ating makakaya, sa discussion na doon, you will see naman. Okay? So, the next one, we have the architect. Yun, nakita niyo yung materials, ginawa niya materials yung Scotch Brite, yung panghugas yung sa plato, sa pinggan, sa baso, whatever, yung panghugas, di ba? Ginawa niya 3. Yung mga dahon niya, di ba? Ganun siya eh. Yun yung gawa niya, no? Ganun yung, di ba, pag gumagawa ng mga, hindi ko lang alam kung anong term niyan, yung pansamantalang design na maliit lang, na parang akala mo yun na yung perspective yun. Yung makikita na doon sa actual. Ito, 3, gumawa siya, di ba? Okay na. Ayan, architect. Nag-print siya ng picture na may tao na nagbabike, yun na yung kinat niya yan. Ayan. Kita nyo? Nagbabike na siya, oh. Siyempre, lalagay niya na yan dun sa perspective ang tao niya, yung design, yung plano. Na hindi lang makikita sa papel, kundi nasa nakalatag na sa table, something like that. Di ba? Yan, architect. Okay? This is an additional information kung paano nila ginagawa. Matutunan natin yung Sketch Brite. Pwede palang gawin nilang 3, no? Dahon ng 3 nila. Kapag nagpe-present sila sa client nila. Di ba? Ganyan yung output na ginagawa nila. Hindi lang yung nakikita natin sa drawing, kundi nagiging masterpiece nila. So yan, yung sasakyan, di ba? Nag-drawing sila, present nila, and then pinagpasta-pasta yan. Hanggang nakakawa sila ng sasakyan. O yan, yung sasakyan nasa taas ng flower base, ba yan? Yung tao yun, nagbabike. O yan yung design, perspective, yan. Yan yung output nila, o. Yan daw magiging output sa reality. Doon nakaparking yung mga sasakyan. Yan nyo guys, nakita nyo? Yan yung architect. Actually, pag magpapagawa ka ng building, the architect is the one who will make the perspective, plano, in charge for the design of your building, of your desired building, desired house. Okay? Siyempre, babayaran mo yun. Kasi talent nila yan eh. Alam na nila kung paano mapadali yung kanilang trabaho. Alright, that's the architect. Alam ko hindi naman to bago na sa atin kung sino yung architect. Kapitbahay niyo, di ba, architect? Kapatid mo, architect. Friend mo, architect. See? Yan yung ginagawa nila. Kuya mo and you will become an architect. See? Okay. So, kung hiling mo, kasi this is a gift for everyone. Hindi ito yung kusang gusto mong maging architect. Talent to eh. Okay? And local material used in Philippine contemporary art, we have the so-called, this person is a painter. Ano yung mga gamit ni painter? Watercolor, oil, tempera, textile paint, acrylic, ink, etc. on a usual flat ground, wood, canvas, paper, stone, wood, such as in cave painting. Yung pagpinta, ito very obvious na to. Acrylic, di ba? Makita niyo yung acrylic, mamaya ito, di-discuss natin yan, no? Acrylic. Paano mo pronounce? Acrylic, so whatever. Yan, kung ikaw isang pintor. Di ba ang daming materials na ginagamit? Yan nga, oh. Acrylic yun, oh. May yellow, may black, may brown. Wala lang, kwento lang tayo for additional information. Then, ito yung kailangan i-discuss sa contemporary art. sa usaping ganito about sa local materials. You will see, you can watch this on YouTube. Nakita niyo yung yung tawag nito, yung link, no? Yan ang link, mapapanood niyo yan. Okay? Yan. Acrylic. Yung mga pintor. Kasi may mga obra ng pintor, di ba? Lalo na ako, nagtrabaho ako nun sa UST. Kasi naging model ako ng mga nagpipaint, may obra na pinipinta nila yung tao. Dinodrawing nila. Tapos ikaw nakatayo ka lang din, steady ka. Mayroon akong pintor, kaya lang nawala eh. May remembrance ako nun eh. Yan. Yan paint. May mga materials silang ginagamit. Yan, acrylic. Ink, textile paint, tempera, watercolor. Alright. Ikaw, naging model ka ba o isa kang pintor? The next one, printmaker. Anong pagkakaiba nito sa painter? Let me read this to you. The printmaker, we know already the painter, very obvious, unique. Ikaw ang gumawa ng pinta. The printmaker, what is this? Uses ink printed or transferred on a surface. Oh, yan. Printed siya. Transfer from a certain surface, metal, sa wood, sa plates, or silky screen that is in keeping with a duplicating or reproducing process. So, which meant duplicating. Meron paint, transfer mo sa wood, dinikit mo doon, nagkaroon ng reproduction or reproduce, nagkaroon ng proseso, that is printmaker. Meaning, may mga gumawa niyan na painting, na paint, and then ginawan mo ng tawag nun yung, di ba, yung pag sa picture frame. Okay? Ito example, printmaker. Si Ma'am Hopes. NCL Summer Leadership Institute Arts and Wellness. Mapanood nyo yan sa link na pinapakita ko sa inyo sa baba. Ayan. Kaso, may problem ito eh. Ayan. Nakita nyo yung printmaker? Yan o. Meron silang materials na parang illustration board ba yan? Yung papel na yan? Yun na yung output niya sa likod ni Madam. Yung nakaharap sa atin, yung nag-hi sa akin. Yun, yun sa likod ng painting, right? Okay. Ang ganda dito sa picture na to. Printmaker pa rin tayo, Nasa printmaker. Ang maganda dito yung yung my fears disintegrated into nothing. Bira mo? Divided in a small part hanggang ito'y lumisan at nawala. Yan. Yung takot niya. Nawalan siya ng takot. Kahit ganyan yung figure niya. Let me the body image. Seeing myself as a piece of art shows me how for a long I've come on the journey of loving myself. I used to be critical of who I was, but seeing myself is this nude model is empowering. Yeah, kita niyo. It's exactly what I see at home in the mirror. Striking, curvy, confident, and letting others into what most label us personal space. Is not a mere revelation against anything, but more of an open invitation to see me as I am. Yeah, hindi siya, nawala yung takot niya, no? Ayan yung isa sa printmaker. Okay. Ayan. What is yung painting? Wall painting are unique. Unique yung painting, di ba? Kung sinong gumawa ng paint. Yan ang importante dyan. And then also, one-of-a-kind prints can be reproduced in several predetermined edition. Ano yung gusto mo mangyari doon sa painting? Ano yung gusto mo, anong plan mo? Anong edition? Mga artist, alam nila masyado yan. Kaya nila ito ipaliwanag. Unless we have an idea na ito pala si sculptor, ito palang ginagawa ni sculptor, si may painting, ito palang materials. Anong pagkakaiba ng printer, painter and ano to? Printmaker. So, printmaker, from unique paint and then transform or in a process to make a certain frame. Ginawa niyan frame yung painting. Painting, abstract oil, cold wax. Ano naman yan? Okay. Ayan. Hintayin nyo yung output niya sa baba. Okay. Ayan yung materials. May lapis. Ano yan? May mga ibang kulay-kulay. Hindi natin lang kung pangalan niya. Kapag hirap ng hindi artist, ano? Parehas natin yan inaaral yung mga ganyan. Okay? Ayan yung output niya. Let's go on musician. Musician ka ba? Kumakanta ka ba? Use sound and instrument. Yan. Sound and instruments. Ano yung human voice? Boses, no? Siyempre. A Tivoli chanter sings creation stories in a way that is different from a classical singer or pop singer influenced by the Western musical skill. So yan na, makita natin yung classical singer and pop singer. So ngayon, dito muna tayo sa Tivoli chanter. So, I think meron ako dito ipapakita sa inyo yung video. Diyan, bago yan muna yung video na yan, you will see that. Ayan, video na. You will see that. Yan. Sa special thanks to Edna Goodwino, Karina May, Tudi Wana, Mark Tudi, sa Cebu School of Living Traditions, Tivoli Community. Kita nyo yung nila, link nila sa YouTube, no? Pwede nyo mapanood, nasa Creative Commons yan. Tivoli. Okay, we will watch, no? Manood tayo, guys, ha? Okay, manood tayo. Yan, pop dancing, di ba? yan ha, South Cotabato, yan o. Credits dito sa vlog na to.
The Dreamweavers, our home, now your destination.
Nakakita naman yung kanina.
Okay. See you next season.
South Cotabato, yan. Credit sa South Cotabato, o yan, right? See? Okay. So, napanood natin, ano? And then, let's watch this again.
If you work in a team, you...
Okay, let's watch this also. Hindi natin tatapusin to, pero tamang makaano lang. Magkaroon ng idea. Yan. Ito naman si ano, yung sa ibang lugar to eh. Yung kita nyo dyan yung link niya, di ba? Sa Cebu, Philippines. Lake Cebu, Philippines. Mukhang hindi nagpo-play.
Ibig
Ayan. Let's go with this one.
ibig sabihin, yung mga
Credit to the owner of the video clip na pinaplay ko
apo ng isang dato at ng isang buhay. Tapos yung lumingon means the chanter. So, tawag sa akin is buhay lumingon. Composer ako at saka yung bang impronto ako mag-awit, hindi ko yung sinusulat at hindi ko na memorize. Yung bang whatever yung lumalabas sa bunganga ko, yun na yun. Parang may Holy Spirit na lumalapit sa akin. Kaya dahil nga sa duwata, tinatawag natin na Panginoon, yung duwata namin, bihira lang bigyan yun ng mga gift na gano'n. Yung ano kasi unang panahon, ang mga ninuno namin, hindi nila sinisira yung kalikasan. Tapos friendly sila sa mga animals.
Yan, umina ang signal. Okay. Gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo dyan yung paano siya magkanta eh.
Tapos, they respect the spirits in the forest and they believe God.
Yan, kung makikita nyo, kailangan, di ba, pag ikakat mo daw yung mga puno, mga laman, magpaalam ka daw kasi may mga espiritu din daw dyan na kailangan natin magpaalam. Wala sa mga kagubatan, di ba? Yun lang, ano dyan eh, yun yung ano, hindi mo kumakanta daw siya impronto, walang lyrics. Kung ano yung naisip niya kasi daw para may pumapasok sa kanyang espiritu.
The flora and fauna, at saka yung mga tao noong unang panahon, nagsasalita sila, nag-usap sila sa mga fairies, although hindi nila nakikita. Because they believe there is an ultimate mystery we call him God. So within that certain forest, maraming mga nabubuhay doon na hindi nakikita. So tinatawag namin mga fairies, tinatawag namin mga lumaambulol. So yung lumaambulol na yan, yung may mga good spirit, yun sila ang nagbibigay ng protection sa forest na yan. Kaya hindi basta-basta na ikat nila yung isang kahoy doon sa forest kung hindi importante at kung hindi sila nag-ask permission from the owner.
From the Ola fairies.
Nabahan ka
Mga
na
good spirit.
libunan. Sa parang libunan tukod. Weho malak o gu kanabahan di kun. Sun utul laman le nga haniton. Libun batade kada libun tayla.
May believe may caretaker yung bawat gubat. Tapos, the highest of them all, we call him God, Dwata. We call him Dwata. Ngayong panahon kasi, hindi na basta-basta may magsisira lang sila ng kahoy, magputo sila ng malaking punong kahoy, hindi man sila nag-ask permission from the spirit, or they don't even say, Dwata, o taunong bani, nuwahong ni koyo ni, huwag mudo, madaw gono. So, hindi nila sinasabi yun na kunin ko muna itong bagay na to, itong kahoy na to, putulin ko to kasi gagamitin ko sa bahay ko. So, hindi na nila nakikita yung mga kaugalian ng mga ninuno noong unang panahon.
Ikaw ang tulad lamwat lam kapun taduko. Atu da bulul man nhau delan amalui man yaman ke bonam dudne ada kali kamu kalana tanok lagu kumpun banda dua tulungku dan sabu itu raga berpaham ilibog na lang madoro golong sa puso niya tong niya silong lang nawa madalago oras ahal sa podun kalala na wilang kung halukipon akun ngat mamatay lagas kun angat mamatay tanimbul ya kanungi kong kataong golong laan bukid ko halos kalimas baloy maod wata halika mundo ingoton kalaralu ito na pabukun nawaw doon ang lunay yaman bukat silagay wala idal kena sa gawas kulaan kamlibun mo tumadal kamloli ko tukundal maruyan na idus onan kaidul lunay gono setipu na lem lunay gono kemun lunay gono setambula se waten kisem bahu godem lunay golem mabun manu sekenaban manu sepulang boru yen lunay idus onan ang
sa akin naman yung paraiso, living paradise for the Timor people, called Lunay. So, ang Lunay na yun, walang gutom, walang problema. Para sa akin, ang paraiso is yung may God-fearing yung mga tao, palaging masaya, tapos may mga rituals, nagsiselebrate lang sila, tapos maraming abundance of food, tapos lahat ng kayaman.
Yan nakita natin yung Tivoli. I-differentiate natin to sa classical singer and then pop singer.
Kayamanan nandyan, kayamanan sa gubat, sa dagat andyan, lahat ng kasiyahan andyan, may pagmamahalan, may
So I think kahit paano is napapanood ninyo, di ba?
Unawaan, tapos there always be peace. Then, laging masaya ang mga tao, walang mga problema. Yun ang namnunay sa akin.
Lex, imusot ko na ba ito? Credit sa owner ng video, Credit sa owner ng video. Actually, kinuha ko to sa Creative Commons. So, i-stop ko na, Alright. Yan. Pwede nyo yan mapanood yan sa link na yan, guys. Pwede nyo mapanood yan sa link. Ayan. Tibuli. Okay? Ayan. Credit sa mayari ng video clip, no? Credit, yan, panood nyo. Pwede nyo siya i-subscribe. Yan. And then, ito next slide. Diba, kung nakita nyo yung tibuli, ano yung natutunan mo doon? Yeah, may music, no? Kumbaga, sabi nga is, yung tibuli may kinalaman sa environment, na sa pagkanta na related sa mga fairy, yung mga good spirit, yan. Yun yung naging inspiration ng tibuli, base dito sa video yung pinanood natin. Diba? It's always about respect, giving respect to the good spirit, na nakatira sa environment natin na hindi natin nakikita. So, anong pagkakaiba nito sa mga pop, classical music, pop music? Yan. Okay? Panoorin din natin to. Ano tong papanoorin natin? We will say, wait a minute. Kaping mainit. Okay, panoorin daw tayo. Ito. Ano to? Baka ito na yung napanood natin kanina. I'll try to watch this one. I-play ko lang mga kapatid sa pananampalataya. Yan nga, napanood nga natin subscribe nyo to si Joe Harty Vlogs. Credit si Joe Harty Vlogs. Yung una nating video clip na pinanood. Yung This is Tably. Yan. Joe Harty Vlogs. Ano nyo na rin, panoorin nyo guys, At saka subscribe nyo na rin. Ganon din, ayan, pag pinanood nyo itong link na to, para naman, tsaka ito rin, itong link na to sa baba, kita nyo rin, so please subscribe din, to help them, sa mga effort nila, from the Creative Commons to, allowed to you. So let's go on to the pop music and classical. Yeah, kita nyo ba yung Kita nyo ba yung link sa baba? Nandiyan si pinsan, sino tong pinsan ko na tong Ed Sheeran? Jason, kalimutan ko na si parang Jason tuloy. Jason Mars? Ed Sheeran, yan. Si Ed Sheeran, yung mga pop singers. Si Adele. Yan. Kita nyo? Ed Sheeran. Shawn Mendes. Sam Smith. Hindi ko na-play yung nito kasi baka mag-copyright tayo. Maroon 5. Yan. Nakapakinggan nyo naman siguro mga kanta nila. Diba? Yan yung pop music. Pop singers. Yan yung mga artist, no? we have the so-called the classical singer. Yung example, yun, naka-black si lady girl, yung may piano sa likod. Okay, siya si Zaira. Ayan. Yan yung link. Mapanood nyo sa baba yung link, di ba? Ayan. Classical, yung mga kantang gano'n, yung parang si Pilita Kularco. Yung mga matataas na boses, yung mga kantang mga Pilipino. Anyway, next slide, makita natin. Yan yung classical collection, ha? Hindi ko na-play. Yan yung link. Subscribe nyo na rin sila. Si Oldies But Goodies. Goodies, tama. Subscribe din. Sino yung mga Pinoy classical collection natin? Si Ruel Cortez. Ang kinanta niya, ang iniibig kita. Alright. Sino naman si Fred Panopio? Yan. Si Fred Panopio. Ano mga kinanta nito ni Fred Panopio? Yung awit. At saka yung Kawawang Cowboy. Yan. Kawawang Cowboy, may baril walang bala. Mga ganun, no? Si Tito Fred Panopio. Yan, sikat na husgado ng awit ng tanghalan sa ibig-sabihin kapag tanghali. Si Kuya Ray Valera. Ayan, yung mga Pinoy Classical Collection. Kuya Ray Valera. Ano bang kanta ni Kuya Ray Valera? Yung Tayong Dalawa. Tsaka Walang Kapalit. Excuse me. Yan, napanood nyo guys, yung mga ano, kaya pag tinanong kayo, sino yung mga Pinoy classical collection na mga singer? Ano yung mga kanta nila? Ano yung pagkakaiba ng tibuli sa mga classical, at saka pop songs, no? Yan. Panoorin nyo, pakinggan nyo yung mga music nila para ma-differentiate nyo. Okay? Yan, tsaka si Kuya Bing Rodrigo. Kuya Bing Rodrigo, ano naman kinanta nito ni Kuya Bing? Yung May Silangan Pa. At saka yung May Pag-ibig Pa Ba. And then the last one, we have the Willie Garte. Yan, sikat yan si Kuya Willie. Kuya Willie Garte, yung Una't Huling Pag-ibig. And then, Tibok ng Puso. Ayan yung mga kinanta. Pakinggan nyo na lang guys, yung link nandiyan sa baba. Yan mga yan, galing yan sa Creative Commons. Pwede natin i-reuse, pwede panoorin, ha? Ayan yun. Tapos na tayo sa classical collection, Pinoy classical collection. Yung mga magandang kanta nito, na. At saka sila yung mga pop singers. Sila, Kuya Mars, Ed Sheeran, Maroon 5, Adele, yun. Yung Tibuli naman, pinanood natin, sila yun. Na ang kanta nila may hango sa kalikasan, mga good spirit. Okay? May kinalaman sa kanilang kultura. Ayan. Kaya kayo differentiate mo, right? Ito yung mga contemporary songs, should say. Yan yung pop songs, no? Okay? Then classical. Itong classical, medyo mga nung araw din to, no? Diba? Classical songs. So, we done about the music. Music, natutunan natin ang music, ano yung tibuli, natutunan natin yung painting, musician, At then yung tinatawag na printmaker, ang pinanggalingan ng printmaker ay si painting. Paint is unique. Pag si paint is ginawan mo na transfer mo, magkaroon ng process, magiging printmaker siya. Ginawa mo sa wool, sa metals, whatever. Tulad nito, di ba? Kita nyo itong, yan, sa likod ni Madam Lady. Yung pinaka-pictures na nakatingin sa atin. Ayan yung mga output niya, yung mga pictures. Yan yung printmaker, right? So, that's what we learn for right now. So far, initial information. Okay. So, about the musician. You're a musician, di ba? na pag-differentiate natin si Tivoli, si classical song, and then pop song. Sino yung classical song? Yung mga Pinoy Collection, Ray Valera, Willie Garte, etc. and so on. And then, sino yung mga pop? Pop singers, sila Jason Mars. Jason Mars ba? Tama ba? Adele, Maroon 5, yan, Ed Sheeran, etc. Alright, yung Tibo lang pinaka may impact dito, di ba? At least, di ba? It is always in respect to the good spirit. You have always give them access, no? As access from them to lead you to whatever you want to get from the environment, from the kalikasan. Okay, yung mga link, nakikita nyo na, panoorin nyo na lang. So, let's go on about the dance. Are you a dancer? Oh, yan yung tanong. Are you a dancer? Yes, I am. Are you a dancer? Ah, yes. Are you a dancer, Jorel? Are you a dancer, Jade? Are you a dancer? Are you a dancer, Christina? Yes, I am. Oh, yan. Alam ko, yan ang mga sagot nyo eh. Hindi na kailangan to-discuss kasi alam niya, may music, ang dancing, di ba? May instrumental, at may body motion. Dance can tell stories. Pwede, di ba? You can express. What we discussed, first slide, that the art is just not only all about oral and written, but it's also about expressing the ideas and through art. Something like that. Okay? So, let's put it this way. The dancer uses body and its movement. Motion, body. Dance is often accompanied by music. Okay, sasayaw ka. Sumasayaw ka ba minsan na wala music? Yeah, of course. If you want to have an exercise. Okay? Pero mas maganda talaga may music para alam mo yung motion, yung galing sa espiritu mo, sa isip, sa damdamin kung ano yung gagalaw, di ba? But there are dances that do not rely on musical accompaniment to be realized. Wala, hindi kailangan daw. May sayaw daw na hindi kailangan yung musical. Pwede ka naman sayaw lang ng sayaw, di ba? You don't care kung may tugtog o wala. May mga ganon, di ba? Dance can tell stories, but at other times, they could be abstract ideas that do not rely on a narrative. Kung ano yung mga lyrics doon sa kanta, hindi mo yung pinapasin, basta ito, sayaw lang ako ng sayaw. Alright, pwede palang ganon, no? Gawin nga natin yan minsan sa kalsada, no? Sayaw ka lang ng sayaw kahit may ibang music. So, let's go on to the next slide. Yan, no? Abstract. Ano yung abstract? Yan yung abstract. Hindi ko lang naglagay yung sunod. Dapat abstract ko eh. Abstract dancing, no? Nakikita mo? Sayaw lang siya ng sayaw. Siguro, hindi naman talaga siya sumasayaw sa kalsada nito. Computer na lang nag-edit nito, no? Kita mo yan, kadami niya, oh. Siya lang naman yan nag-iisa. Sayaw lang siya ng sayaw. Tsaka yung abstract, yung mga motion niya, oh. Sumusunod. Yung original niya figure, yeah? Okay, we lay down about the dancer as a dancer. So, let's go on about the theater artist. Ito, very obvious, Miss Saigon. Yan. Integrates all the arts and uses stage. Okay lang, may stage yung theater. Production design. So, ito yung parang umiyak yung mga mga artist sa tablado, no? Mga awit. May mga pinapakitang eksena o drama. Performance elements and script to enable the visual, musical dance and other aspects to come together as a whole work. Yan yung integrates. Pinagsama-sama, no? All together. That is why musical, dance, script, performance, dancing, and then you will notice about what the message that they want to convey. And this is all about the stories or whatever is that. That's Miss Saigon, you know, you watch Miss Saigon about love story. May mga ganun, di ba, theater artists. That is why even when you are in the college, and even perhaps you are watching right now that you are now in the college, and then maybe you or your friend is a scholar in theater. You see, no tuition, free tuition because she is an artist, particularly on a theater. They perform. They entertain the viewers. That's give message that this is the culture, the norms, standard and norms, and then particularly about the contemporary in terms of theater, in terms of the inahin. This is an expression. Minsan kasi meron kang one of the culture, you want to transfer your message to the person whom to be concerned, in such kinds of matter that it's really matter, So you want to convey your information, your message by using through this theater performance. Probably, maybe, yung taong isang magiging investor na isang company, or you want to build a certain community or cooperatives or whatever, the future, this is your vision. That probably all the person that you think in believing that you think and you believe that this person can help, and then how you're going to present. Daanin mo na lang sa theater. Sumayaw ka na lang. Kasi mahalin mo, yun ang isang hiling niya. And then you express what it's all about. That this is the vision that you want to achieve in the future. Alright! Dinadaan sa theater. Malaking bagay yan, mga kultura. Pag-entertain ng bansa sa bansa, di ba? Theater. Yung mga araw, sa mga western. Ganito, Then you will see what culture they have. Yung kanta, yung sayaw. Okay? See, theater artist, yung drama. You will see that. May mga props. Yung link below, makikita nyo yan. You subscribe them. Please subscribe them. Alright. Yan. Nasa creative crowdcom mo yan, Pinakitaan ko lang kayo ng picture. So, yan. May idea kayo about the theater as an theater artist. Okay, let's go on to the photographer and filmmaker. Are you a photographer? Filmmaker? Ako, hilig ko rin film photographer eh. Kaya lang, alam mo, magastos din yan sa mga camera. Mga gadget mo kailangan. Filmmaker. Yung may. Ito, si Jorel, dream niya, maging filmmaker, maging director, producer. Yan. Kasi alam mo, out of the box, you think about what is the future. Even, even the virus, other filmmaker or the producer, before that, what is the future? The disease that will just happen. And not absolutely the same about what is in the music, what is in the movies, that what we had seen, But the message there, that there is a disease in the future. And we have right now, pandemic, the COVID-19. So, parang nahulaan nila, the photographer and the filmmaker. In YouTube, in Facebook, the photographer and filmmaker, like this one, that you have to edit about the video that what you gathered and upload this one to the either of YouTube and Facebook. So that's the as a filmmaker. Use the camera, but of course this is very important. The camera is very important. If you don't have a camera, you can capture a picture, the best angle that you see. Ako sometimes, when I'm outside driving with my kulong-kulong, my tricycle, minsan I saw a figure, such kind of caterpillar, that they're just galibanting around. I mean, they are running all together, na parang ibon din. And minsan dalawa lang eh. Parang pag nakikita mo bigla, ang sarap kung camera yung mata mo eh. Capture mo talaga eh. Minsan nandiyan na sa mukha mo yung caterpillar. Tama ba? Kalibang bang caterpillar? Nasa harap ako, nagdadrive ka eh. Nandiyan siya. Ganda kung pipicture mo yung mga ganong angulo, maging wallpaper mo. May mga ganon, Yan yung isa sa hilig ng mga photographer. At saka nasa puso eh. Sometimes if you watch about the movie, The Three Idiots, may isa dun na bida na gusto niya ng parents niya maging engineer. And then gusto niya talaga in his heart, should say, he wants to become a professional photographer. Yan. Advertisement, malaking bagay yung photographer, di ba? Mga angulo. Ikaw lang, this is also an art. Alright! From the region, what we are talking about, what materials that they are using. Okay, yan. Kita nyo, cinematographic camera. Ito, manunood na naman tayo dito. Okay, yan. Yan si pare, yung si kuya, yung nakablong Very close kami niya. Magkasama kami niyan sa Netherlands. Sa pangarap. Kasi di niya na ako kilala. Ito naman si pare, yung naka-brown ba yan? Kasi blind color ako eh. Yan. Ito ang panoorin natin siya. Yan yung camera, no? Ayan. Ano yung cellphone daw na magandang gamitin? I'll try to get the video with this one for us to watch the this one about the as a cinematographic camera. Okay, open lens.
Be honest. Do you really want to watch a
Okay.
video that looks like this? There's a good reason why presenters use
Ngayon,
images and visualizations more than
kailangan
time,
ko
because it's what makes people pay
i-play
attention.
ito.
With a doodly
Bago
animation,
play yan, excuse muna Ayan. Play ko lang. Teka muna. Bago ko i-play, credit ko muna yung may video nito na si Bennett Grissier. Please subscribe him. How to shoot cinematic video with your iPhone. Yun. Okay? Okay. So, let me show this to you. This video. Abang nag-reading.
Hello and welcome to another video on my channel. Today I will be showing you how to capture awesome video by just using an iPhone. Hit that intro. Nowadays, the chances are high that the phone you carry with you records video. I'm using an iPhone X that can record up to 4K 60 frames per second or 1080p 240 frames per second. Now, I prefer to record in a 4K 60 frames per second because 4K gives me sharper image that allows me to crop in when I want to adjust the framing, and 60 frames per second is enough for me to give it a nice slow motion look when playing back on a 24 frames per second timeline. And adding some image stabilization in Final Cut Pro will make it even smoother. Last week in my video, I talked about that gear does not matter. So today I thought I would challenge myself, but also prove to you that even with a smartphone or iPhone, you can achieve a great look. So with no further ado, let me show you my process of how I do it. Alright, let's first set the settings on the iPhone so we can record in 4K 60 frames per second. And if you don't have 4K 60 frames per second, then choose 1080p 60 frames per second. The important thing is that you shoot slow motion so you can slow it down in post-production to give it that slow motion look. When adding stabilization, it gives you even a smoother looking footage. And because we're shooting handheld everything, it can be challenging to keep your hands steady. So what you want to do is go to settings, then select camera, and here select record video, and you have the different options, and I chose 4K at 60 frames per second. So the next thing I do is I think about the location. So I chose to be here. It's a forest and there are a lot of interesting stuff happening as well. So the time of day we have is 12 p.m. Usually I avoid shooting during midday because the sun is at its highest point and you get that harsh light on your face. But because it's cloudy, the clouds function as a huge diffuser, softening that light. So we can definitely work with that.
People on Instagram are making huge money from their posts, and it seems to be a big secret that most normal people don't know about.
I think this would be a great opening shot for the video. I'm going to make a revealing shot. So what I really like are those leaves flowing on the river. So I will also take a shot of that. There's a swan behind my back and I'm going to try to take a video of that nice looking swan. It's a dog over there. You see that? I just got a really nice shot. That's going to look really nice. So in this shot, I will record my dirty shoes walking through these beautiful leaves. So next what I want to do is take a close-up of those leaves, and the nice part about it is that the sun is behind, illuminating it from the back, and I just love lighting subject when the light is in the back. You'll see what I mean. So I picked this bridge because it shows the leading lines, focuses the attention of the viewer towards the subject. I placed my iPhone on top of the tripod just to get a still shot of myself walking across the bridge, and hopefully some leaves will fall off the trees to give that epic cinematic look. Alright, so we are done recording our video. We're going to head back to my office and import everything into Final Cut Pro X. Sorry about that. I actually decided to edit the video first so that I can show you the steps behind my editing process. So what I first did is I airdropped all of my footage from my iPhone into my computer to a project folder and imported all of the clips into Final Cut Pro X. Now a quick tip, because everything is shot in 4K 60 frames per second, my computer has a hard time editing it. So what I do is I create a new project that is set to 1080p 60 frames per second. After the edit, I change the project settings to 4K 60 frames per second and export it in that format. The next thing I do is I select the best portion of the clip and set an in and out point and drop it into the timeline. I then slow each clip down to around 50%. Even though slowing the clip down makes the footage look smoother, additionally adding stabilization will increase the smoothness of the clip. I then reorganize all of the clips so that it tells some kind of a story. For example, I knew that the revealing shot would be my opening shot, so I placed that at the beginning of the timeline. I choose the ending shot to be me walking across the wooden bridge. I already selected the music that would fit the mood of the story. Music is one of the most important things to consider because it enhances the story you are telling and makes it easier, at least for me, to edit. So I dropped the music into the timeline and shortened it to fit it to the length of the video clip. Now I also added sound effects that sets the tone of the entire video that pulls the viewer in. Now as I said earlier, because we shot in 4K, it gives me the ability to crop in without losing much detail if exported in 1080p. Now I want this clip to export in 4K, so I have to be careful to crop in not too much. In this case, the reason I want to crop in is to adjust the framing of the video to give it a nice composition. You want to make sure you compose your shot also before editing, meaning during the shoot. After that, I color correct all of the footage. I added a LUT to the adjustment layer to give it a nice overall look. To make it even look more cinematic, I added a letterbox to the whole video as well as some tiles, and voila, we are done. Once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of video, please leave a like and let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. So I think that went quite well.
So that's it, you know. Kung nakita niyo yung ano niya, yung video, no, ano yung message. Ano yung message niya tungkol dyan sa video na yan. This is very common to everybody, see? Very common to everybody, lalo sa mga kabataan, sa mga vlogger. This is a contemporary art. You see? They are using the platform through Facebook or YouTube. So one of the material or the tools that they are going to use is the cell phone. Not only about the camera that what you seeing right now, yung lalaki naka-blue. And you will see that even if you have a cell phone, I know everybody now is almost, you know, they have the old cell phone. You can use that, and that is you are an artist anyway. So you will learn. You must subscribe to this guy, to those guys, you know, and for them to inspire about the videos, because we get he shared his video. This is coming from the Creative Commons. That is why it is allowed to reuse. That is why we watch it. Okay, so we have seen it already. So we have an idea how to edit, how to capture the video, how to become an artist in short, and then what we are going to use a sort of it. But let's go to the next slide. What is this? Local material use and Philippine contemporary art. This is about the writer of a novel, poetry, non-fiction, and fiction uses word. So I think we will watch again, because I have seen I'm seeing here one of the clips that needs to watch it, you know. Of course. Okay. Na we will see muna kung ano yung susunod na clip dito. Anyway, kailangan nga talaga natin ito panoorin. Okay. Open link, copy link, edit link, open link. Alam ko nito, na-download ko na to, kaso parang...
In this lesson, we are going to learn about...
Okay. Fiction or non-fiction?
In this lesson, we are going to learn about the difference between fiction and non-fiction. It is fun to visit the library. Our library has many different kinds of books. Some of the books are make-believe stories. We read these stories for our enjoyment. Make-believe stories are about things that are not real. These books
Alam mo ba yung fiction and non-fiction? Yung believable, reality. Panood din natin.
are called fiction books. Which pictures on your screen are make-believe? Pencil is make-believe because he is waving and talking. Elephant is make-believe because he's playing a banjo. I've never seen an elephant playing a banjo. And the car is make-believe because he has a mouth and eyes. And the cars driving down the street in the real world do not have a mouth and eyes. But look at the other pictures. Have you ever seen dogs? Or a train? Those pictures are real. The others are make-believe.
Oh guys, narinig nyo? Yung train at saka dogs na picture, yun yung real. Pero yung elephant, yung may pencil, tsaka si McQueen, for you to make believe. Paniwalaan. So, alam mo na yung fiction or non-fiction. So, we will continue. Ha?
Our library has books that teach us about real things. These books give us important information about a particular topic. And these books are called non-fiction books. The non-fiction books on the screen have real photographs in them. One is called frogs, and the other one is called seas.
Oh, pag non-fiction, real. See?
If I read the book about frogs, I'm going to be learning information about frogs. If I read the book about seas, I'm going to be learning about how a sea flows. Real information. Look at the pictures on your screen. Which ones are real? The dog running through the grass is a real photograph. But the bear holding the pillow and the blanket is make-believe. What about the frog playing baseball? Is that real? Nope, that's make-believe. But the tiger is a real photograph. Look at the books below. Which one is fiction? Which one is non-fiction? How can you tell? The first book is called Bears, and on the cover is a real photograph. Do you think that's fiction or non-fiction? You said non-fiction, you're right. I can tell that that's a non-fiction book about bears because it has a real photograph on the front and it says Animal Lives, Bears. The other book is called Corduroy. It is also about a bear, but that book is a fiction book about a bear named Corduroy. And by looking at the cover, I can tell it's going to be fiction because the bear is wearing overalls and real bears don't wear clothes. So that book is fiction.
So, see, na if you understand, let me reiterate that kapag make-believe o gusto mong paniwalaan, that is the fiction. Fiction. Sabi mo na lang fake, para yun ang giya mo. Fiction. Make-believe. Kapag real, that is non-fiction. Kasi totoo siya. Alright? Sino dito yung fiction? Si Corduroy. Sino yung non-fiction? Si Bears. Yung nakasulat na Bears. Beard din naman yung Corduroy, kaya lang, fiction yan. Make-believe, pinapaniwala ka. Matotoo.
Non-fiction books have photographs in them. They also tell us facts, which is true information about a subject, like bears. Sometimes non-fiction books have a table of contents that tell us what we're going to be learning on each page. And some may also have diagrams, like this diagram of a ladybug. These are things you'll see in non-fiction books. Now, we are going to compare information that we might find in Corduroy, the fiction story, and non-fiction information we might find find in the story Bears about a real bear. This is called a Venn diagram. And we're going to put the things we might find in Corduroy's story in the circle by Corduroy, and the things we might find in the nonfiction book about bears in the nonfiction side. In the middle, there's the word both. The word both means that Corduroy and the real bear may have this in common. It might be something that is the same. Look at the pictures at the bottom of the screen. We have a forest, a house, berries, overalls, fur, and eyes. Let's look at the picture of a forest. Now, if you're familiar with the book Corduroy, did Corduroy live in a forest? No, he didn't, but real bears, they live in a forest. What about a house? Can a real bear live in your house? Probably not. But Corduroy lives in a house. That's something that would be fiction. What about berries? Real bears eat berries. Do real bears wear overalls? No. Corduroy wears overalls. There are two pictures left. One that says fur and one that says eyes. Look at Corduroy and look at the real bear. Is Corduroy covered with fur? He is. Is the real bear covered with fur? He is. That's something they have in common. So it's the same. They both have it. Corduroy has fur and so does the real bear. So that's going to go in the middle of our Venn diagram. The last picture is eyes. Oh, Corduroy has eyes shown on his stuffed animal body, and the real bear has eyes so he can see in his environment. So that's something that they also have in common. It goes in the middle of the Venn diagram. We use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast how things are alike and different. And we just compared the fiction book Corduroy to the nonfiction book Bears by using this tool. Today you learned the difference between fiction and nonfiction. When you visit the library, see if you can bring home a book that you might be interested in that is nonfiction. Maybe you might find a book about butterflies or spiders, and then see if you can find a fiction book that has some similarities and differences to your nonfiction book. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the difference between fiction and nonfiction. It is
See, naintindihan nyo guys. Ganda, no? Ang pinaka ano mo dito, Gia, yung boat, di ba? Yung may boat. Di ba pareha si Corduroy tsaka si Real Bear na may, na fur kulay na yan, di ba? And also pareha sila may eyes. So both are non-fiction and fiction. So, pag sinabing fiction, it is make-believe. Pag non-fiction, it is real. Yun lang. Kung gusto mo, hindi ka malito, pag non-fiction is real. Hindi siya fake. O, ganun lang yung fake, ha? Walang related yung fake dyan, ha? You mean, sa pagkakaintindi mo doon, ganun na lang, ha? Make-believe, that is fiction. Real, that is non-fiction. Okay? Sana po naintindihan, mga kapatid. Thank you. Dahil naintindihan natin. Ayan nyo yan, ha. Nandyan yung link niya sa YouTube, ha. Panoorin nyo na lang. Nasa Creative Commons yan. Shout out sa kanya. Credit sa kanya. Kay kanino to? Basta credit sa mga pinapanood namin na ano, live is dito sa Tivoli, kay Snap Sister TV, Tibuli also na kay Joe Harty Vlogs. And then kay ano pa, kanino pa ba? Anyway, yan. Kung sino pa man na, no? Anyway, may mga clip naman na video dyan. Panoorin nyo lang, bisitahin nyo. Please subscribe din. May ano naman, link. Ayan. Let's go, no? We're done about the... Ano yung mga topic na natin? About sa cinematography camera na pwedeng gumamit kang camera, DSLR, and then edit mo para maging vlogger ka, para maging filmmaker, photographer. And also you can use the cell phone. Edit mo na lang. And then we're done discussing this one, photographer, filmmaker, theater artist, Miss Saigon, to express their, about the script, to express their culture, to show their cultures, how to communicate to the people around, so whatever is that. And then we're done about this one. So about also the so-called abstract dancing, this is very obvious to the people, but also what is trying to emphasize in dancer that it's not all about the idea or the narrative about dancing. Sometimes this is really not in accord, or maybe you can dance this, maybe even this is not in according to the lyrics, something like that. So we are learning so far about the Pinoy classic, that we have a Pinoy classic. Then I discussed it already. We have Wilbur Cortez, Fred Panopio, Ray Valera, Bing Rodrigo, and Willie Garte, so on and so forth. And also we have the pop singer, and also classical singers, and also Tibuli. Very obvious, right? Musician, okay, painting, and printmaker. So we learned from them. Those are it. So I'm going to continue about and then we learn also the faction and non-faction, which means that the factions is all about for you to make believe, meaning this is not real. About the non-fiction, this is real for you not to believe. See? And then let's go on to the following artworks, crops to its materials. What material is this? Buri. How do you pronounce this here in the Philippines? Buri. See, I'm sorry, I'm not good in accent. My accent is not not very well like you, right? And then this is the buri. Very obvious this one. Alam natin yung buri, di ba? Yung ginagawa minsan kurtina, design sa loob ng bahay. And then we have the shield. So obviously we are seeing, we see right now about the shield decoration in every Christmas. Parul. Ito ba? Dahil parul dyan, no? Shield ang materials niya. Mga artworks. Next one, we have buri pa rin to. No, this is bamboo. I'm sorry, palitan natin to, bamboo to. Bamboo to, guys, hindi yan buri, di ko na lang na-edit. Bamboo yan, bamboo. Bamboo yan, mga kapatid. Bamboo. Boo. Tama ba yung spelling ng bamboo? Kung mali, yun na yun. Mali na yan. Hindi na natin yan mababago. Alright? Okay. So, that's it. That is bamboo. Pwede maging chairs, table, house, materials, paggawa ng bahay, lalo na sa bukid. Alright. So, this is very obvious to us. And also, we have the so-called copies. Hindi yung pagkapis na lugar. Maybe the place as the materials like these copies. Yung ginagawang Christmas light, decoration as well, and so on and so forth. I know you know this already. That is why I'm trying to show this to you through picture. And then so whatever else, whatever you wanted to, if you wish to have some idea in particular, pictures that I'm showing to you, you can browse it na lang to YouTube. Okay? And then we have abaka. Yan yung mga gagawa niya, bag, gamit sa bahay pag namamalingki, decoration sa bahay, so on and so forth. See, this is not unusual to us. This is not rare to us. We see this in every day of our life. You go to palengke, you go you go somewhere else in your house, you will see those, right? Those stuff. And then we will see here the rattan. This is the product of rattan as materials. Thank you for watching the end na. So nag-recap na ako dun sa ibang topic. Let me to recap na lang about dito sa artwork. So those are materials for you to make an output or product or a certain, decoration, for you to have a business, for you to have the decorative stuff in your office, in your house. This would be all of those, right? Buri, shield, bamboo, kapis, as well as abaka. And the last one is rattan. So guys, we learned a lot from this contemporary arts, contemporary Philippine arts from the region, which means we discuss about as an artist, what they are using and what their outputs, their masterpiece. At the same time, we are able to learn. We learn about the materials for us to make a furniture, a texture, to make a rattan, and also for us to make a table and chairs, the bamboo. We have the bamboo decoration in every Christmas. We have the kapest, we have a shield, whatever else. Nabaka, this is very useful in every handicraft. Okay, so we learn a lot bamboo at the same time. Okay, we learn about the fiction and non-fiction, everything else. Okay, so guys, all my students there, I hope you try to give time for this one, because this is very part in your grading, and as well as to the people that I know are not my students anyway, but I believe that you can get an information, and also for your kids that they get an advanced idea with regard to a certain topic. If this may be my subject matter is ended, to their age, that applicable to them, and everything else is very useful. Your lingkod is Nelson Porcion, teacher Nelson Porcion Kula. I like to greet all the people, and thanks to my family and to my friends out there and my relatives, everybody who really give support to me, who keep giving support to me, and thank you very much. And I hope keep support my channel for us to cater and to improve our slide or our presentation, and then for me, I should say, to inspire about what is my endeavor, my action, and so forth. So we learn about the contemporary arts in a particular, we learn about the fiction and fiction materials that we are going to use as an artist. That the artist is not just only about the verbal, and not just only about the narrative, how to write about in order for them to express their feelings, but as well as an artist to show or to communicate to the environment through this kind of outputs, through these kinds of artworks as an artist. This is a communication, this is an expression. Okay? Guys, thank you very much for your time. Until to the next video, to the next topic that we are going to discuss, and probably my next topic that I'm going to discuss about the hoop 3, physical education. Okay? PE. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.